Hey guys, Matthew here. In this video, I'll be showing you how you can edit your videos like CubeSolveHero. You may be thinking that this requires a lot of video editing skill, but you have to remember, CubeSolveHero is using iMovie, and iMovie is one of the more basic video editing softwares. I'll have timestamps in the description for if you want to just skip to a part and learn how to do one thing. Just go to the description and click the timestamps. Starting with pulling a cube from a cube. So the first thing is you're gonna need 2 cubes, preferably both stickerless and they look kind of similar. So I have the RS3M and the Waylong WRM, but you can do this with really any 2 cubes. So you want to put one of your cubes to the side out of your camera frame and then just pull on the cube that will be in frame. Make sure it's very centered. So like here, I would do this, and then you would have to let go because that gives the effect that it's gonna move to the side and something's gonna come out of it. And then you wait a bit, and this is where the video editing will come in. You'll bring your other cube in, and then still in the center, you just pull both of them apart. And that will hopefully give you the effect that you want. Just a side note, I would recommend filming all of that in one clip. Here's how you can edit together. You're pulling a cube from a cube. So first, you want to open your video editor. It doesn't matter what it is as long as it can cut clips. So I'm using Shotcut, but you can use iMovie or any other basic editing software. So I have my raw footage right here. I'll drag my raw footage into the timeline, and then I'll watch to where I pull, so around there, and I'll zoom in, and then I can scrub the video frame by frame. Around here is where I pull, so I just click through a bit and see when I actually pull. I think that it's about here or here. I'd go right here due to the separation between my hand and the cube. So now I split the clip, split at playhead, and then I watch through the clip, and then I see when I pull apart these 2 cubes. And I stay fully zoomed in order to scrub frame by frame for the second part. So around there, and then you split at the playhead again, and now you zoom out. You zoom out and get this middle clip right there, and then you ripple delete it. Now with the cube explosion, you want to try to cover a lot of the cube, but not all of it, and then you just smash it on the table. You then have to disassemble your puzzle. Now that your puzzle is disassembled, you want to pick up the core with the same hand that you smashed the table with, and grab a couple of corner and edge pieces, and then you can see that you have the gaps here, and then you just slam it on the table, and that should create the cube explosion effect. Also, make sure your other hand's out of the frame. So now moving on to the editing portion of the cube smash. So once again, you want to get your raw footage and you want to drag it into the timeline. Now you want to watch through the footage and watch where you slam the cube on the table. So it's about here. Since I know the general area where the cube smash is, I'll just scrub a bit. I was scrubbing frame by frame and I chose that frame. Don't forget to split the clip after choosing the frame. I'll zoom out a bit. I'll go near the end and see what I do. I'm gonna go back into fully zoom mode, and then I'll just scrub by frame by frame.
2 hours later.
I think there's good enough. So split the clip, zoom out a bit, and now I ripple delete this middle clip, and now you should have something that looks like this. I'm going to show you how you can reassemble your cube by just throwing the pieces at it. So you want to put your core in the middle of the frame and some pieces on both sides of it. Next thing you want to do is just slide the pieces together. And now you have to reassemble your cube. Now that your cube is reassembled, you want to put your hands on both sides of the frame with your cube in the middle of the frame, and then just slide your hands in and pick up the cube at the end, just like this. So now I'm going to be showing you how to edit together assembling the cube just by swiping the pieces together. First, you always want to grab your raw footage and just drag it into the timeline. And now you play the footage and see where you smash all the pieces together. Mine is around right here, so I'll just zoom in, then I'll just scrub frame by frame. Here is where the pieces and the core collide, so I will slice the clip there. I will now zoom out and go far to the end of the clip as I assembling the cube, and that really takes a while for me. And now around here I come pick up the cube and I zoom back in, and I'm gonna go frame by frame until I have the cube. So at this frame I'll just slice the clip, I zoom out, and I ripple delete this big middle clip. Now it kind of looks like this. The next thing I'm going to show you how to do is how CubeSolveHero smashes a cube into a cube. So what you need is 2 cubes, doesn't matter what. It could be like a 2x2 or a 4x4. Whichever cube you want to always be in the clip, you hold in the center, and then the other cube comes in from out of frame, and you just need to hit it together. After you do that, you want to just use your hand and then make your hand come in from out of frame and just hit the cube. To put a cube into a cube during the editing phase, once again, open your raw footage, drag it into the timeline, and now you watch it and see when you smash the cubes together. So mine is about right here. So I want to try to find the moment where they make contact, and I assume that it's right over here or maybe here, but I will grab this frame and slice it right there. I will now continue watching as it's a very short clip and see when I clap the cube, and I clap right there. So now I need to find the frame where my hand hits the cube. Around here is a good enough frame, so I'll slice right there. I will zoom back out, ripple delete the middle clip, and hopefully it will look good. The next thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to grab the core out of your cube. To do this, make sure that you have a cube where when the cube is disassembled, the center pieces don't just fall out. You wouldn't want to use a cube like the WRM because, as you can see, the center caps just fall right off. How you do this trick is you want to put your hand very close to the core, and then you just pull out. And then you can disassemble your cube. And now once your cube's disassembled, you take the core out, and then using the magnet strength on the magnetic cubes, you can just assemble your puzzle like so. Now that you assembled the cube without the core, you want to put the core a little bit on top of the cube and then just pull it out. So now on the editing portion of the core grab, you want to open your raw footage and you want to grab it and drag it into your timeline. So now here, I just watched through and I did a couple attempts because this one's a little bit more difficult to look believable. I think that the first core grab was good enough, so I will zoom in I will scrub frame by frame. Around right here is where I would cut it, as I see my hand is moving upwards as I am grabbing the core. And now I zoom back out. I skip forward a bit because I'd have to disassemble and reassemble the cube. So now that I see that the cube is assembled and the core is out of the cube, I'll just scrub through a bit and see where the core will be grabbed. I'm gonna have to go closer, and right about here the core is blurry due to motion blur because I'm pulling it up. So I'll slice the clip there, I'll zoom back out, and I will ripple delete this large middle clip. Now I'm going to have a clip that kind of looks like this. I kind of rushed this example clip, but when you do this for your videos, make sure that the cube is in the same spot as the cube was before you disassembled and reassembled it. And now I'm going to show you how CubeSolveHero throws the core back into the cube. So you just need your core and throw it onto the cube. It doesn't matter if a piece falls out like that, you just need to throw your core back onto the cube. And now you have to reassemble the puzzle. So now that your cube's all reassembled, you just want to do the same action. Just throw the core. So back for the video editing of throwing the core into the cube, you want to grab your raw footage and drag it into your timeline. And then you just want to watch through the video to when you throw it. So I threw the core right there. I want to find the exact moment of impact. I would say around here. This frame would be good. I slice the clip, so I skip forward a little bit because it's a large clip. I would probably like it to be around in this area as my hand's not throwing and it's not coming back, but it's just right there. So I'll wait till all my attempts are done. I'll just cut right here because it's only the cube in frame and a couple shadows, and then I just slice and I ripple delete, and it should look clean just like this. I didn't do this effect exactly like CubeSolveHero because, as you saw in the example, the core moved way too fast. CubeSolveHero has a more wide lens camera and more space to actually throw the core into his cube. There you go. That's how you can edit your videos like CubeSolveHero. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe to my channel, share this video, and hit the bell to never miss out on any more cubing content like this. Also, if I did forget an effect, you guys can leave it down in the comments below, and I'll make a part 2 of this video going over all of the effects that I missed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out. Peace!